We've discussed SD-WAN implementation in a previous module and talked about how Viptela is the Cisco recommended solution for this in conjunction with Cisco's DNA Center, and that allows us to leverage automation and virtualization capabilities. As a brief overview of the SD-WAN planes of operation, we can break this down into 4 planes: the data plane, the control plane, and the management plane, which you're probably familiar with from traditional networking models, and the 4th plane, known as the orchestration plane. There are 4 different solutions within Cisco's SD-WAN architecture created to manage each of those 4 planes, as we've already outlined in our SD-WAN module. And here we want to look specifically at an overview of Cisco's vManage. vManage is the graphical interface for managing the SD-WAN solution. This is where you would perform configuration, monitoring, provisioning, and troubleshooting. Here I'm logged into the DevNet sandbox environment for Cisco vManage. You can see at the main dashboard we have the 4 relevant pieces of the architecture. We have vSmart, which resides within the control plane, and we think of that as the brain of the SD-WAN solution. As policies are created, the vSmart component is responsible for the enforcement of these policies. We have the edge devices themselves, called WAN Edge here, or vEdge routers in other words. We have vBond, which is responsible for provisioning. And of course, we have vManage, which is where we perform configuration, monitoring, and troubleshooting. If we take a look at the WAN Edge section and we click on this, so we can currently see we have 1 device listed as down. Actually, that just changed. We have 2 devices listed as down, 2 devices listed as in the up state. Let's click on that, and that will show us, in this case, a list of the vEdge routers that we have in the up state in this lab environment. We can see the reachability status, we see the system IP address, and so on. And if we check out our options over here, on the right-hand side, you can see that we have an option for real-time, we have an option for the device dashboard, and we have another 3rd option that's actually missing here. That is the ability to SSH into the terminal for manual configuration. So in addition to real-time monitoring and the device dashboard, we would normally have the ability to SSH to the device. This being a Cisco DevNet Lab, of course, that's not possible. We also have submenus available on the left if we exit out of our WAN Edge section. Over here on the left-hand side, we have some submenus. For monitoring is up top and device configuration. We have tools, maintenance, administration, and vAnalytics. Let's click on the monitor tab, and we'll choose the network option from there. And again, we see a list of devices that are in our network, not just the WAN Edge, not just those vEdge routers, but everything is listed here. And from here, if we click on a device, let's just choose one of these vEdge routers. We're going to be brought to a device overview screen. And from here, we can see a really nice looking dashboard. We can see crash reports. We can see temperature sensors. We can reboot the device from here. We can look at our CPU and memory usage. Lots of great information for monitoring our network. And once we're here, we can dig even deeper with the menus on the left. We can see application-specific data under the Applications tab near the top. So if we wanted to see data about certain applications that we're running, if we wanted to see interface information about the throughput and which interfaces are up and down, we can check out the TCP optimization option, the WAN throughput. We can look at specific flows. We can look at lots of things. Lots of these features you would find in a program such as PRTG, which is a network monitoring program that helps troubleshoot bandwidth problems. We see a lot of those same features. We see the ability to look at flows. We can have a top talkers list, which tells us those devices that are communicating the most within our network, and many, many more options found throughout these device menus. If we go to the bottom left and choose the real-time option, it looks as though this device has actually just gone offline. So let me select a different device. There we go. If we choose the real-time option on the left, then it's going to show us some real-time stats, real-time information reports regarding this device. If we click in the device options at the top, you'll see that we can do lots and lots of things. So just for example, let's say ARP table. If we choose ARP table and we'll choose the show filters option, this is going to show us a real-time view of the ARP table that's running on this device. And the same with any other metric that we choose in these device options. If we say, for example, let's say interface detail. And again, that's going to show a list of all of the interface states on this router, whether they're up or whether they're down. So really great information to have here. If we choose control connections on the left, we'll see a single instance of vSmart here, which is controlling this device. So that's exactly what we would expect to see in this topology. We can go under the WAN menu and we can choose one of those sub options. We can see tunnel endpoints using IPsec. We can also see jitter, loss, and latency metrics gathered by vManage. We can go under troubleshooting if we choose that, and we can troubleshoot a specific device's connectivity. For example, we could ping that device. We have the option to trace route as well. We can see the overall traffic health and perform troubleshooting on our tunnels, on specific applications, or we can even simulate traffic flows when we're troubleshooting. So again, this is just an overview of the interface and the menus, but as you can see, Cisco vManage has lots of features packed in that make it a really thorough tool for SD-WAN management.